Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about dissatisfied stakeholders. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, is it common for a software company to develop solutions based on customer desires, but yet end up with a dissatisfied customer? Yes, that is extremely common. And it usually happens because of one of two reasons. Either because the people who built the system are unprofessional, and I'm not saying that they're not good developers, I'm saying that they are unprofessional. They are, and you can be unprofessional in many, many ways. They build things for themselves rather than for somebody else, or they build something that they're not equipped to deal with. I've seen both happen. The other thing is that the customer, which is the most common thing, doesn't really know exactly what it is that they want. They don't really understand what it is that they need, and that is always a hard thing. It's in many cases, I mean, imagine being a doctor and having a patient that comes in and says, "Oh, my head hurts." Okay, that there could be a lot of things that could be going on if your head hurts, and as the expert, you have to figure out a way to take what your patient is saying and convert that into like how much can you trust what the patient is saying, what tests do you have to run, and like, because you can't experience the thing, you're not inside their heads, you don't know what's going on. And for the software developer, you're in a similar sort of situation where you might have a customer who, I mean, it's really rare that a customer comes with a really thorough, well-defined specification that really lists out all the things that you need. And this is where those social skills come in, the soft skills, where you really need to be able to talk to people and ask the right questions and have the experience to figure out, okay, if they say this, well, that means this, because if you just take them at their word, and you just listen to exactly what they're saying, and you don't read between the lines, odds are very high that you will build the wrong thing, or you will miss, as I like to call it, hidden specifications that they don't even think about saying at the moment when you're talking to them. And this is a challenge. This is actually a full-time job to be a professional product manager or a product owner. That is literally what your job is about, to get specifications and set requirements and so forth. And being a professional requirements setter is a full-time thing. It's actually funny because the other day my friend, who's starting up a small side project with a few stakeholders in another company, building a very small system, he he explained to me how wishy-washy these people are, how hard it is to get them to do anything. Like, he can send them a prototype and say, "Look at it," and it can take them weeks. They don't even respond, and he has to ping them, and he has to do this and that. And in many cases, they can go from everything from trying to imagine how the system is. They start wasting time thinking about how the system is going to look in 10 years with a mobile side app and like all this other bullshit that has no relevancy to the system here and now. And they have massive problems figuring out, okay, this is how our business works. How do we want the system to work? They have no clue of any of this. They are completely like they're complete idiots when it comes to this thing. And this is something that, if you work as a software developer, especially if you work in the larger companies, when you have all of the, like, you have a PO and so forth, you take this for granted. And my friend, he now actually realizes how much work it is to actually just get to the specification. To just get the fucking thing on paper is it's so hard. If you want a healthy exercise, go and talk to your sales coworkers when they're trying to negotiate a contract, the specifics of a legal contract between you and another company, and you will feel how hard it is to get people to align on the wording or the specifics of something. It is so hard. But this does happen, and this is the main reason why people get dissatisfied, because there's a miscommunication or there are unforeseen requirements and things like that. And sometimes you have customers that are completely unreasonable, or as I was saying, like it's not that they're unreasonable, they're just stupid. They don't know any better, because at the end of the day, I mean, if I go to my doctor, I'm a complete idiot when it comes to medicine. Like, I mean, I think I have cancer if my head hurts. So it's I'm an idiot to this person because this person knows better, and most stakeholders are going to seem like idiots to you, and you need to help these idiots to understand how things work and be a guide and a little bit of a mentor and a teacher and so forth, and all at the same time not make them feel like you're talking down to them, and that is a challenge as well. But that is the main reason. The other reason is, as I said, unprofessionalism, and I've seen this happen many times as well, where software developers forget their purpose, where they start using they don't actually create the thing that might be right for the stakeholder. They don't prioritize, okay, this person has these requirements. It's probably best if we build this thing that is more stable and proven and easier to use and consume and so forth. They don't do that. What they do instead is, I'm going to use this awesome fancy tool over here that is super experimental and maybe even in an alpha stage, because I'm really excited about working with that technology. And what you did there was that you changed your perspective from building the thing that is going to be right for your customer, making them happy, and you made it about you. Now it's about you and you trying out a new fancy tool. And I deeply disrespect developers who do that, because it's like a doctor giving you a pill that is experimental just because he wants to see how it goes. You don't do that. You do the thing that is right for the customer. And if you're unhappy about the fact that you can't use specific things that you're really excited about, then either go and have a hobby on the side, or find a customer or a project where that tool is a very good fit. That's the way you do it. You pick the tool for the problem. Like you pick you pick the tool based on the problem. You don't pick a tool to solve to and then shoehorn in that solution or that tool to the problem that you have. You need to be, as I like to say, problem oriented. The problem should drive the choices that you make, not the other way around. So what I want you to take away from this is that it is very, very, very common that software developers and stakeholders are misaligned, or that the customers are dissatisfied with software. It's so common, in fact, that I would even say that it's gonna happen in practically every single company. It's impossible to build software that is always perfect and like everybody loves it and so forth. You're gonna have to deal with it. The main two reasons as to why it happens is, number one, that you have a misalignment on requirements, and you should know that it is really, really hard to get a stakeholder to really understand what they need and get down to specifics about how the system should work and meet those requirements. That's where all those soft skills you've been hearing about is very important. Just asking the right questions and understanding people and how to talk to them and how to guide them in a conversation. These things are immensely important if you want to be able to to deliver the right thing. The second thing is unprofessionalism. Developers who forget their purpose. They forget that they are supposed to build things that solve the problem that their customer has, not use the fanciest tool just because they feel like it. They need to pick the right tool for the problem, and not. And in many cases, there are software developers who just go completely experimental, and they basically build a system that is more for them than it is for the customer, but the customer has to pay for it, and that is deeply unprofessional in my opinion. Have a great day.